Hi, welcome to the Soul Lounge. I'm the Lady DJ, and normally when we have a guest, we have them inside our very intimate VIP room, but this next artist is too big of a voice and a spirit to be held down. So we are instead here in the extraordinary Voice of America Auditorium in Washington, D.C. to present to you Deborah Bond and Third Logic. Get ready to be blown away.
But feel connected when you're around. Make me wanna get on my knees and press it in the ground. Your love is like the sunshine and you're the water. And every day we're getting stronger. As strong as the rhythm of time. And this time I'm so glad to say I got it right. So happy you're the one who found my heart. I can see your love light shine by the way you look at me. You make me feel so free. For me, you're the one that I live my whole life for. And I'm so grateful to God for connecting the moon and stars. His brilliance led the way to where you are. And now our love is like the sunshine that helps me grow. And I'm not afraid to hope, I'm not afraid to let go. And I never knew love like this. Yes, if I had just one wish, it'd be to share this feeling with the world. I'm so happy you're the one who found my heart. I can see your love light shine. Yeah. You made a better life. You're the one that I live my whole life for. I'm so happy you're the one who found my heart. I can see your love light shine. Yeah. You make me feel a better life for me. You're the one that I live my whole life for. I got it right this time. I can see your love light shine. Oh, it feels good. It feels good, baby. You are the one that I so free. You're moving, baby. You made a better life for me. You made a better life for me. You made a better life for me. You made my life a complete. Now please don't ever change this love. I have me so much. To me, I know that you're the one that makes me so free. I feel connected when you're around me.
Deborah, how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the Soul Lounge.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, sound great. I'm so happy we could finally get you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your band, actually, because they're wonderful. I mean, obviously, you're incredible, but they are Third Logic. Is that the name of the band?
Yeah. Third Logic is the root of the band. Guitar, Robbie McDonald. Bass, Funky Chuck Evans, and drums, Kennard Cherry. That is Third Logic, and then what I call the extension of Third Logic is my musical collective. Eli Staples on keys, and Nico Lager on flute and sax, and Rona Rawls and Kenny Wesley on vocals. It's my musical family.
Nice. How long have you all been together?
Man, myself and Third Logic, we've been playing together for about 12 years. Oh, wow. They are my producers, my friends, my bandmates, my road dogs, and then we've been slowly just bringing in the rest. Nico on flute has been with us for about 10 years as well. So we're trying to keep that whole culture of live bands, live musicians alive. We're just trying to keep it thriving. So when I get a unit and I feel connected to them, I stick with them. And we've been on the road together for a minute.
I hear that a lot with musicians. They say that when they connect, I mean, there's something deeper than just that surface. So we get along, but there's like a soul connection,
it's
right?
A soul connection. That's a good way to put it. Soul connection is synergy, a chemistry that we hope over time the fans can see. It's a lot of singers are lead vocals by themselves. They're solo vocals, and they get with pickup bands, and you can see the disconnect, in my opinion. You see bands like Earth, Wind & Fire, bands like Brand New Heavies, Mint Condition. You can actually feel that there's a connection with them, and we want that. So we've been doing it. Doing it for a while.
What's your process like? Do you all write together? Do you kind of just get with a few of them and figure it out? Or?
So Third Logic, they are amazing guys. They come from all walks of music, everything from gospel to go-go to classical. My bass player, his main instrument is actually a violin. So he plays with an orchestra. And so they bring these different energies to the table. And the three of them, what they generally do is they kind of create the music. They feel it out. They give me a little bare bones skeleton of a song. And they just all drop things on me over time. And I listen and I feel, kind of get a groove for it, and whatever speaks to me, the words just come. My bass player, he's also an amazing writer as well. He's great with hooks. So if I'm stumped, if I can't think of anything, I'll go to him, and he came up with the hook for You Are the One. He came up with the hook for See You in My Dreams. He's really good with that. But for the most part, they have the music. Then I bring the vocals to the table, and then once they have an idea of where I'm going vocally, together we just start building it up, and the next thing you know, it's a song.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And you can hear so many different influences in your music, and you mentioned that those influences are there with your band members, but I'm wondering about you. What did you grow up listening to?
What I grew up listening to, I'm a 70s baby, so I had a lot of funk around me. I had a lot of P-Funk, I had a lot of Shaka Khan, which is probably one of my biggest vocal muses. I also had a lot of R&B, Anita Baker, big time Anita Baker fan. I'm a big time Sade fan, so that's where the band and the energy with the band comes from, what I studied from her. But for me, it was a little bit of everything because I was an 80s kid, so I had a lot of the MTV influence. I would listen to Duran Duran one minute, Prince another minute, Fleetwood Mac another minute. I was a very musical child, so I just absorbed whatever I heard. If I felt it, I just felt it. It didn't necessarily stick to any genre. But when it comes to my writing and my creating, lately it's just been a fusion of those funk artists, those soul artists, and the R&B singers, with now actually even, I love lyrics. I'm a writer at heart, so I pay attention to Stevie Wonder. He's an amazing writer. I pay attention to Joni Mitchell. She's a storyteller type of writer. I like to tell stories when I write. So I'm a big sponge. I'm a big sponge. Any given day, you can tell me, ask me what am I into, and today, I might be blasting Heart from my headphones, and tomorrow it might be Sealed, and the next day it might be Jean-Luc Ponty or whoever I'm into. But the root is soul and funk, and now we're infusing a bit of jazz and stuff like that. Yeah.
I know a lot of neo-soul artists don't like to be categorized as such. Like, that's kind of a bad word these days.
Yeah,
where do you stand on that?
I've always felt a little strange about it because I just don't want to be boxed in, and you have to be in this culture of music and things. You have to be, but I consider myself a progressive artist. Soul is the root of my music, so I consider myself a progressive soul artist because I'll start with the root being soul, but at any given time, I mean, the beginning of 535, we had this whole Bach kind of classical harpsichord thing happening that we totally pulled from classical music, which is also what the P-Funk used to do a lot of. So, you know, for me, I don't like to be boxed in. My next album, I'm feeling a lot more influence from the Joni Mitchell side of things when she was collaborating with Pat Metheny and the fusion and that kind of stuff. So it's tough when you have to be put in a box and then there's those expectations that come along with it. So I am one of those neo-soul-y singers that don't like to be called neo-soul, but I get it. You know, I understand you have to have something. But I feel for me it's more progressive. It's always going to be moving and changing. So I consider myself a progressive soul singer.
Yeah, sometimes it's just best to kind of listen to the music, feel it, just let it be.
Yes, yes.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we just listen, let it be, and get you back on that stage? Okay,
yes, indeed.
Awesome, all right.
wanna thank you, 'cause I can't believe I'm here. Been wanting to get here for some years. I can't believe I'm here. I'm here. Where we at, y'all? Where we at? We're on Voice of America. We're on Voice of America. We're on Voice of America. We want to thank you. On Voice of America. Want to thank you. We want to thank you. On Voice of America. We thank you. We hope we get to see you again. On Voice of America. We thank you. We hope we get to see you again. We're on Voice of America. We thank you. We hope we get to see you again. We're on Voice of America. We thank you. We hope we get to see you this morning because I knew that he had to go. Knew I'd have to face the constant yearning. Knew that time would move so slow. But he said goodbye as I looked into his eyes. He had to walk away. Can't stop thinking about you. See you in my dreams. Don't wanna sleep alone on me without you. See you in my dreams. Can't stop thinking about you. See you in my dreams. Don't wanna sleep alone on me without you. See you in my dreams. I can just hear his voice. Oh, how it soothes me
gosh, that was so great.
Thank you.
I love you. Now, the song that you just did, that's from your first album,
from my
right?
first album, Day After.
Okay,
yes,
and it's
See
called
You
See You in My Dreams.
Yes, that's always going to be a special one for me.
Yeah.
That's the first song we ever had on the radio. First song we ever did a music video for that went national on VH1 Soul, and it's one of my favorite songs to perform.
Yeah,
still,
awesome.
and it's 10 years old, so
wow.
it's still my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, it holds up. See, that's the good thing about classic soul music. It holds up. Like, you can still listen to that song or Earth, Wind, and Fire, or like you said, a Shaka Khan all these years later.
That's what we're reaching for.
Yeah.
It's tough. Now, for me, particularly as an artist, it's tough to present that type of music that we want to have a classic feel, that we want to have that timeless sense to it, because we're definitely in a time where it's like quick hits, you know, just give us something that we can throw on the radio for a couple of months, and then it's very what we call that conveyor belt, like, and we don't want to create that type of music, so it presents some barriers at times when it comes to support on a national platform, but we don't care. We just do what we do.
You just do what you do. Now, your 2011 album, Madam Palindrome, right, went #1 in the UK.
Yes, it did.
And you all tour all over the world.
We are touring. Right? We finally are starting to pick up. We had our first major performance at the Jazz Cafe in London. The crazy thing is that show was on the opening night of the Olympics. So we were freaked out because we were like, okay, this is the opening night of the Olympics. You know, you think about when something like that comes to a city, people try to avoid the places that it's like the traffic and so the Jazz Cafe is in the heart of all of that. We were like, no one's gonna come out. They don't wanna park around here. They don't wanna deal with this. We had a beautiful crowd. Members of the group Incognito were there, one of my favorite bands. It was just a beautiful night, and the audience, I mean, the people of London in particular, they just get it. They get it. They get down too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the difference between audiences like in Europe versus the States? Have you all done Asia yet?
We haven't done Asia.
Okay.
Now, I've heard a lot about Asia. Funny thing is, I've heard through Incognito, who I will be creating with very soon. They're more reserved in Asia, so they'll watch you and not give you any love, and then when you're done, they'll go crazy. But in London and in Europe, France, it just depends. A lot of the folks, they just love soul music. They really appreciate soul music, and they appreciate soul singers. So the love is strong. I mean, I feel like, and when I went to London, it was much more of an instantaneous connection over my root base, which is DC. DC, I had to work hard for DC. Wow. So you know, it's definitely a different energy there, a different appreciation, in my opinion, for what I'm doing, and I'm all over it.
I wonder if that's the larger relationship that Americans have with soul music, because there's been a lot of talk recently. In fact, there was an article in Billboard magazine about the death of Black music or R&B music. And I know that you're also on the Grammy board, and for the 2014 Grammys, people were really kind of upset about what was going on in those urban categories. So I'm just curious about what your thoughts are. Where is R&B now here in the States? Soul music, what needs to happen to...
R&B is alive and well in the United States. Unfortunately, the powers that be do not allow those voices to be heard. That is my opinion. There's plenty of R&B. There's Eric Roberson, Anthony Hamilton, Anthony David. There's a lot of R&B soul singers out there, but unfortunately, the people that are making the decisions, the people that are signing these acts, they are not into that right now. They're not worried about it. On another show, we could go deep about that, but really, it's alive and well, but it's not being supported. People need to actually think about that very deeply. People who grew up on that music need to think about it, because there are a lot of people who are now supporting stuff that isn't really what they even grew up on, because it's, you know, it's just in your face. So I feel like people, it's a give and take. It's the label folks, but it's also the consumers. We have to be aware of who we're supporting, and I could just tell you, I'm a rebel. I fight for what's good in soul and what's good in R&B. It's not dead. It's just we're hidden in the gems are just hidden in it. You have to go look for them a little harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you were able to come here and we could present you to the rest of the world.
Thank you so very much.
Quickly, do you have anything that you're working on? When's the next project?
The next project is probably going to be in the winter of this year, maybe fall, winter, if we get on the ball the way we're supposed to. I have an enormous amount of collaborations happening. I am going to be on the next Incognito album that is dropping in maybe about the next 3 to 5 months.
Congratulations.
Written and arranged by myself and with Bluey, so I'm really excited about that. A lot of collaborations, a new music video, and a lot more touring and hard work.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You'll come back, right?
I hope.
When the new project.
Please.
Oh, absolutely, I will.
Yes,
thank you, Deborah Bond. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you all so much for joining us inside the Soul Lounge. I cannot wait to talk to you again. And as always, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.